Hey everyone, welcome to our latest 3ds Max Quick Tip, a series of videos from the Pixel Academy that contain handy hints and productivity boosters for the 3ds Max application. Having looked in the previous video at setting up a project folder in 3ds Max 2018 and by extension earlier, what I would like to do in this offering is take a look at the slight differences that exist in project setup from 3ds Max 2019 and on. Although one thing that hasn't changed is the need for us to first of all perform a quick check on our 3ds Max preference settings. And so, coming to the Customize menu, let's choose the Preferences option, and then jump into the Files tab, where we can once again put a check in the Convert Local File Paths to Relative option. This just ensures that should we decide to add an asset to a project once it has been set up, so say a bitmap for a material, then that will always receive a file path that is relative to the project folder itself, as opposed to receiving a hard-coded local path, which can cause all sorts of problems should we want to move or pass our project folder to another machine or even another studio. Again, do keep in mind that this feature will only work properly if we make certain that any files we do add have been placed inside the project structure itself. With that option checked, let's go ahead now and step through the process of setting up a 3ds Max project folder for a typical Pixel Academy course, with the process being identical for any project folder that we may want to set up and work with. Coming to the File menu then, you can see that rather than having a Set Project command as we did in Max 2018, we now have a Project Flyout that houses a number of project-related options, including a very handy readout that tells us exactly what our current or active project is. The three Create options that we see give us a variety of ways in which we can create a project from scratch, whilst the Recent Flyout lets us pick a project from those that we may have used most recently. But the one that we are actually interested in here, in other words, the one that corresponds to 3ds Max 2018 and earlier behavior, is the Set Active Project command, which again opens up a dialog that lets us select any folder on our storage drives in order to set that as the project root. In this instance, I will want to locate the Course Files folder, which I have placed on my desktop, and then click to select it. Once done, all we have to do is hit the Select Folder button, and our Course Files folder has now been set up to serve as our project root. As an alternative, of course, we could, with our cursor over the 3ds Max viewport, hit the X key to pull up the universal search, type PROJ for project into the search field, and then choose the Set Active Project option from the list that appears. What we will find now is that whenever we use application functions such as open, import, export, or even set up a render output path, we will automatically be taken straight to the appropriate folder in our project root. So whenever we want to say open up a start scene, we can just use the open command, which takes us straight to the project scenes folder, and then from there select the appropriate folder or scene file. Better still is the fact that we now have access to a project-specific set of autosave or autoback and scene hold files, both of which can be lifesavers should Max start to behave a little temperamentally.